Good day, all of you beautiful people. I am so excited to have you here for week number 4 of Building the Best You. I am Matt Rush, your speaker and trainer today, and hopefully you are feeling like we are friends because that's the way I feel. And I'm so blessed and so excited to have you here through these steps. I hope that you're actually taking these and putting them into practice because it's so powerful that I know it will change your life, but it's going to be up to you to actually get out there and do that. I could not have accomplished all I've been able to accomplish in my career if I didn't take action. And so I hope that you are taking these into actions. We're over halfway through. This week will take us to the 4th step. So I hope that you are putting these things into practice and into place to truly help build the best you, because I know that that is within you, and I know there is greatness within you, and you are endowed with those seeds of greatness, and we're just watering them, and we're just waiting for those to explode and bloom out. And I'm excited for you, and so grateful that you're here with us. So as we reflect back on the last couple of weeks, we start with some foundational principles, and we're trying to move up the stairway of success so that we can get the things that everybody wants, which that's being happy, being healthy, being prosperous, having security, having great friends, having peace and peace of mind and peace of spirit, having an amazing family, and then having hope. That's what everybody wants, but we all know that elevator's out of order, so we're going to have to take these steps to get there, to achieve the things that everybody, all of us want. I mean, each and every one of us would want those things. So we started off week 1 on that self-image, and you remember that we talked about the greatest enemy you'll ever face is the one living between your ears. Now, as I repeat these things, you may be thinking, we've already talked about that. That is true, we have, but I'm still going to keep reiterating them every week so we can just keep ingraining them farther and farther and farther into the cells of your being, so that this stuff becomes actually just a habit. So we started on that self-image. We started on how to get over yourself and not let you stop you. And then step number 2, your relationship with others. How do you improve your relationships with others? And how do you work well with others? And who do you need to identify to be able to work with? So the relationship, so incredibly important. Last week we hit on the goal setting. I still to this day say that this is the greatest goal setting formula in existence. That 7-step program to help you identify a goal and then help you always to take it down to a date of completion. I would encourage you to listen to these over and over and over again so that they are hounded into your being, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take that kind of work, that kind of commitment. Not a lot amount of time, but at least an amount of commitment. So today we start off on attitude. Step number 4, attitude. This is one of my other favorite steps because it's just so relevant to each and every one of us. And I say, too many people in this world have what I like to refer to as plum disease. Anybody, I don't know if you've ever heard of plum disease, P-L-O-M, plum disease. And plum disease is a caption we say, which is poor little old me. And how many of us have ever been stricken with plum disease? And we get that poor little old me attitude. And what happens when we get that kind of, as Zig always said, that stinking thinking that leads to hardening of the attitudes? It stops. When we get that, everything in our existence changes. Everything in our existence and our daily walk really starts to suffer when we have that plum disease. Poor little old me. I mean, have you ever been guilty of throwing yourself a pity party? Here's the thing. Parties are supposed to be fun. But now pity parties, they're not any fun. No one wants to come to your pity party, and nobody brings you any presents. So, I mean, attitudes are contagious. So we want to check and see, is yours worth catching? Is your attitude worth catching? As you start thinking about your personal attitude, I want to relate it to work. Think about the people that you work with and around. And get your pad and paper out too, because here's some questions I want you to write these down so that you can be evaluating and thinking about this. I want you to think about some attitudes that you see with the people you work with, good, bad, and otherwise. Let's think about those. List some of the attitudes that you can see in the people that you work with. Then secondly, I want you to list some situations which will affect your attitude. Situations which can affect your attitude, either at work or at home or whatever. And then thirdly, the benefits of having PMA, having a positive mental attitude. What are the benefits of being able to do that? How contagious is your attitude? I mean, here's the thing about attitudes. They are absolutely so contagious that it's astronomical to me. Think about have you ever known one of those people that when they walk into a room, the life in the room seems to be sucked right out, and it's like you can just feel the life leaving the party. Right? We've all been around those kind of people. Do you like being around those kind of people? Of course we don't. If you said you did, you're kidding yourself. And then think about those people that when they walk into the room, man, the entire spirit of the room changes. It's like it just lightens, and the room is it's electrified, and you can just feel when these people walk into the room. Those people that just have that huge, bold, big spirit and have such a positive attitude that you can just see it and you can just feel it. I mean, we have that choice. We have the choice of what kind of attitude that we want to contain. So here's a couple of key points in this step that I really want to drive home this week. The number one thing is you can't tailor-make the situations in life. There is no possible way for you to tailor-make every situation that you're dealt with in your life. But I'll guarantee you this, you can tailor-make your attitude to fit the situations in your life. And I want to tell you the story of my Meemaw. I think everybody needs to know my Meemaw, because my Meemaw, 91 years old, and she has taught me more about how to have a positive attitude than anyone I've ever known or been around in my lifetime. Now, and here's the backstory of Meemaw. Meemaw, her mother died when she was only in the 6th or 7th grade, and she was raised by her father with 3 older sisters and a younger brother. Raised in poverty. Marries my granddad, who in full disclosure, in all honesty, has been an alcoholic his entire life. She had to work. She had to help maintain the farm. She had to do more than anyone else ever should have. Through all the roughness of her life, she's just the brightest, happiest person I have ever known. And now God willing, if she makes it to April, she's going to be 92 years old. And at 91 now, her ex-son-in-law was suffering from a terminal cancer. And Meemaw wanted to go see Larry, my aunt's ex-husband. She wanted to, because they all still got along and were still cordial. And Meemaw wanted to go see Larry before he passed away. So they take Meemaw out, and the first thing she does is she asks Larry, and this was maybe 10 days before he passed away. She walked in and gives Larry a big hug, and understand my Meemaw is like 4'8", but a spirit that lights up the world. And she asked Larry, she said, "Larry, how are you doing?" And Larry says, "Well, Doris, I'm not doing very good. I'm down to wearing diapers." And Meemaw's comment back to him was, "Well, isn't it wonderful that they have those for us to use?" I was like, wow. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. Here's a lady who's talking to a guy who's in the final stages of really severe intestinal cancer, and she finds something positive in the worst of a situation. And Larry says, yes, Doris, you know, you're absolutely right. And he smiles. Now, could Larry Taylor make the situation he was in life? Of course not, or he wouldn't be in that situation. But Meemaw could Taylor make her attitude towards that situation, and in turn, and in so doing, brings a smile to a guy's face, even if just for a little bit. Her quote, isn't it wonderful they have those for us to use now? Talk about being able to find something positive in the worst of a situation. That teaches me about attitude. That tells me that I can't tailor-make situations in life, but I absolutely can tailor-make my attitude to fit the situation in life. That's that powerful. Secondly, in 99% of the cases, our difficulty is not with other people or situations. As I've said from the very beginning, the difficulty lies right between our own two ears. Remember, the first step is self-image. We talk about self-image being there's a reason it's the first step. Okay, self-image then is automatically and directly tied into attitude. That's where it's at. We're in control of us. We're in control of our attitude. And third, success is measured by what you could have done with the ability that God gave you. And maybe we should change that. Maybe we should change that to say success is measured by what we do with the ability that God gave us. Success is measured by what you will do with the ability that God gives you. Because I don't care where you're at, we can always change our attitude. No matter what kind of life we've had, no matter what kind of life we've lived, when we're at this point right here, right now, which is the only point you can be at, you've got two choices. You can continue or you can change. You can go back, you can go forward. That's up to you. How are you going to control your attitude? How are you going to control your attitude towards success? Have you done as much as you could do with the abilities that you've been given? That's success, when you can measure that and measure those abilities that you've been given. And lastly, others can stop you temporarily, but you are the only one who can do it permanently. Have you ever driven down a road and hit a speed bump? Driven through a parking lot, hit a speed bump? The next time you cross a speed bump, I want that to be a mental checkmate for you. I want that to be a mental check for you that way too many times we let the speed bumps in life bring us to a complete stop versus just being a temporary slowdown. So when you hit that speed bump, you recheck your attitude and say, hey, this is life right here. We may be slowing down right now, but we're still moving forward, and thank God for it, and I'm so glad I can change my attitude, and I am in control of my attitude. How many people smile when they have to slow down for a speed bump? I mean, the people in your vehicle may look at you like you're crazy with that. But try it. Let it bring a smile to your face so that you know you're in control of your attitude. Here's the thing. Attitudes are absolutely contagious. A positive or negative attitude will have positive or negative results because attitudes are absolutely contagious. You can choose to be positive and contagious by choosing the words you use, the body language you use, controlling your self-talk, etc., etc., etc. It's those incremental, small little changes. For example, I just bought a cup of coffee at the coffee shop in the hotel. I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota, speaking at a conference. Went downstairs and bought myself a cup of coffee. The lady down there had such an amazing positive attitude. She was so pleasant and so sweet that when she gave me the ticket, I gave her a $2 tip for a cup of coffee. Apparently, she doesn't get too many tips because she looks at the receipt, she stops, and she looks up at me, looks me directly in the eye, and she says, "Thank you so much." She said, "I really mean it. Thank you for this." $2. She just lit my attitude. She just helped me have a better attitude. She just encouraged me. She obviously, I encouraged her. We can choose how we affect other people with our attitude. Is it easy? Yes, it actually is. Situations in life may make it hard, but us maintaining control of it, it's all about us. It's about how we handle it, how we do it. This is a quote that has meant more to me than anything. I use it in almost every seminar that I do in live. And when we go through personal one-on-one coaching, I really hit on this quote, and I want you to memorize it. A guy by the name of Charles Swindoll, amazing, amazing guy. And he said, the longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. It will make or break a company, a church, a home. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes. There is a very specific reason that in these 6 steps of success, the stairway of 6 steps leading up to true life success, there is a reason attitude is a specific step all by itself, because you are absolutely 100% in control of your attitude. Don't let other people, other situations, other life drag it down. Don't let speed bumps stop you in life. There's going to be things that slow us down. That's life. That happens. But we are in charge of our attitude. So for the next week, this is what I want you to do. The next week, whenever you cross a speed bump, I want you to check your attitude. I want you to see if it's where it needs to be. I want it to put a smile on your face. I want you to identify the people in your life that may need you to be even more positive than ever before. And really pay attention to the people who have positive attitudes as well. Look at the people that are around you that really do have a positive attitude, and you draw from their strength, and you appreciate it, and you respect it, and you focus on that. You let that flow through you. And you broadcast out such a positive attitude every day that people can see it and feel it and know that there's something different and there's something special about you and your attitude. It's a great 4th step. It's a step that in and of itself will change everything in your life. Let it. Check it. Be in control of it. And it will affect you. It will truly help you build the best you. All right, that's your assignment for this week. Next week, we'll hit it again with another step. Next week is the step that will be on work, and we'll talk about how the things that we need to do to actually get things done. Okay? I love each and every one of you. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for building the best you. I know you can do it. I believe in you, and I love you, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing week. We'll see you next week.